Get in for 35 minutes.
Thanks, Karen.
It's my take on Mexican lasagna.
Great.
Jeff and I can't imagine what you're going through.
Well, it's like if Jeff got hit by a car and died suddenly and violently. Like that.
Well, you get that dish back to me whenever you can.
Hey bears, welcome to my channel. My name is Kayla June, Kale Barb, on social media. So, here's another video for my Netflix binge series, and this one is quite new. It is called Dead to Me. I think it just came on Netflix like the last week or so. So if you did like my last video for the Netflix series, then you should like this one and continue on watching. And also, before you leave, if you aren't already, please subscribe to my channel, please. And definitely give this video a thumbs up before you go. And definitely follow, did I say definitely like 3 times? But anywho, follow me on all my social media handles at Kale Barb for beauty, at bear_selfcare for mental health, and somewhere on the screen, of course, as always, I will post my business Instagram as well at kaylajune.mua. So let's just, I don't actually have notes for this. I'm just gonna kind of go based off of what, because I just finished it, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. So I wanted to get on here real quick before I forget, because sometimes I kind of forget parts.
Welcome to Friends of Heaven. Looks like we have some new people here today.
I'm Judy. Jen, I hope this isn't weird. Can I give you a hug? No. Okay.
So, the show Dead to Me is a new TV series, 1 season so far. Hopefully there's more. I'm pretty sure there will be. It's actually a really good show. So you have, I don't even remember the characters. That's how bad my memory is sometimes, especially when I'm anxious filming. But, so, it started out with being, this guy died by being hit by a car, and, this one girl is like super, her name is Judy, I do know that. She's like super interesting.
We're looking for Judy Hale.
Why are you looking for Judy?
Let's just say that wherever Judy goes, chaos tends to follow.
They call her loony or crazy or stupid in the show a lot, which is not nice. But she meets, what in the heck is her name? I'm trying to remember. If I remember, or if I research it after this video, I'll have her name up here. So she's the main character. She has 2 boys, and the guy that got hit by a car was her husband. So she, you know, goes through like this grieving process. She's angry. She's sad all the time. She's like not really a good parent. Her 14-year-old like curses and uses the F-bomb like in all of his sentences. Her mother-in-law is very overbearing, very like, very narcissistic, like, oh my god, I lost my son, he's my only son. Like, she tells the main character that, you know, you can remarry and you can replace him, like, he's my only son, like, I can never replace him. Just, like, really, like, weird stuff like that. So, the main character, I need to, like, figure out who this person is before I freak out, because I'm going to be very upset. So we're just going to use my nifty iPad real quick, and I'm going to search her name. Okay. So I researched the characters. So you have Judy, who is the crazy girl, the crazy woman. She meets Jen Harding is her name, the main character I was talking about. Her husband died. They met at a grieving group. So they, you know, become friends. Judy is very weird. She has a quirky personality. She's very optimistic, though, and tries to see that, you know, she's a really good hard person, especially towards the end. And Judy has a boyfriend or ex-fiance, and his name is Steve. Steve is a big turd. Just put it that way. He is a huge turd in the entire show. He's very manipulative. You know, he always reels Judy back in, and they have a very toxic relationship. This will probably be a trigger warning type of thing, but so Steve and Judy's relationship ended because she had 5 miscarriages and they wanted a family and she just couldn't have a baby. So, in the beginning, Judy explains in the grieving group that her husband died as well from a heart attack. He was 44, they were having dinner, and he just died. Well, she lied. Because she was talking about Steve, and Jen actually went to Judy's house innocently, thinking like, okay, I'm just going to pay her a visit, and Steve opens the door. Judy doesn't live there, and Jen realizes that Judy lied this whole time. So she confronts her at the grieving group, and Judy was just like, well, you know, Steve and I did lie. Steve and I broke up. He left me because, you know, I had 5 miscarriages. The group decided that she should be there because she is grieving, and she didn't lie. She actually did have miscarriages, because later on, Jen is a real estate agent, and she went to Steve's house because she was going to help Steve sell it because it was way too big. He's like super wealthy, and she actually saw a nursery in there, which was really upset. Like, I was really upset about it. But yeah, so Judy and Jen in the beginning, they become really close friends. And of course, you know, there's always twists and turns in TV shows, at least the good ones. And Judy was actually the person that was responsible for Jen's husband dying. Judy hit her husband, like, obviously they didn't know each other before this, but she actually hit Jen's husband and caused him to die. Steve was in the car in the passenger seat, and he told her to keep going. She didn't want to, but she's like really terrified of him, of just like losing him, and she does anything that he wants and says. It's kind of like irritating, but so like going through the TV show, like Judy and Steve are on and off. There's a lot of sex involved, and you know, he's just basically dangling the carrot over her. Again, he's very toxic. Judy ends up moving in with Jen and her 2 boys. Her oldest son, the 14-year-old, moves out and lives with the grandmother, and the grandmother is apparently like addicted. Sorry, my nose is like really itchy for some reason. Is addicted to pills. And she starts like hallucinating that her grandson is actually her dead son, which was really upsetting. But so he moves back home. He starts to rebel. He was caught, you know, selling drugs at school, that he stole antidepressants and like pain meds from his father, who is in the show dead. But he found them in the cabinet, and he went to school and started selling them. He got caught. Judy meets this guy, I forget his name, of course, on this cruise for like supportive groups, and they become boyfriend and girlfriend. Judy has a pregnant scare, and when she goes to the doctors, you know, the test said, you know, negative, and then it came up positive, and then she went to the doctors, and the doctor was just like, yeah, you're menopausing. These are why you have these signs. You know, it's just a false negative, or it's a false positive, sorry. And that was really upsetting too, because I got really excited. I thought that she was gonna get pregnant. So then the show continues on, and you know, they become really close, Jen and Judy. Judy starts to become very like guilty for everything, of course. Steve keeps telling her, you better not say a word. He actually destroys the Mustang. I think it was a 66 Mustang. Of course I remember that and not names. So the 66 Mustang was a car that hit Jen's husband and killed him, and he destroys the car and like basically drags pieces of the car to different junkyards all over. And there's a detective involved. The guy that Judy met on the cruise used to be a detective. He jumps on the case, realizes that there's a connection between Steve and Judy, because Judy talked about Steve to this guy. So he like clicks, because when he finally meets him, Judy's also an artist, and apparently the company that Steve, I guess, is like a boss of or in charge of, is like this art gallery, and Judy's paintings are all over the wall. And that's when the guy that she met was like clicked that, okay, the 66 Mustang related to this art gallery, which also leads to Steve, which also leads to these paintings who have been painted by Judy. So this is Judy's Steve, and what is the connection? So that was the big like boom, like in the Judy goes to the police station and tells the actual detective that started out on this case that Steve was laundering money, and he was like working with the Greeks, or I think it was Greeks. And I'm sorry, this part made me laugh because she was actually going to confess that she hit Jen's husband with the car, and instead she snitches on Steve. But Steve before that also says every man for himself, because Judy was just like, I thought we were a team, and he's like, no, every man for himself. So you kind of deserve that. Plus it's a crime. And so the detective goes into this storage facility, finds all the receipts and paperwork of Steve actually laundering money, and Judy empties his entire bank account, Steve's bank account, because it was joint, which was pretty funny too. But then later on, the detective realizes that there's like oil, like engine oil on the floor of the storage facility where the 66 Mustang used to be hiding in storage before Steve took it apart and like put it all over the place. And I think she kind of clicked the connection too, but they don't really show any more of that because the season pretty much ended at that point, like 10 minutes after that. This was like the last episode. Also, if I keep saying also but it's just I'm just trying to process and remember the show. So if that is annoying, I do apologize. But so Judy finally confesses to Jen that she hit her husband, and Jen was just like, you know, I hope you die. I can't believe you left him there to die, all this stuff. Steve goes to Jen's house. Judy leaves. She's grieving. She's drinking. She's crying. She visits the little memorial where he got hit by the car by her. And Steve goes to visit Jen. Mind you, there's a gun involved in this entire thing. Apparently, Jen's husband had a gun in a safe. She knew the combination, and I guess she had it on her at the last few minutes of the last episode. And Steve comes by and basically is just like, you know, I told you Judy was chaos. I told you she was crazy. He confesses after Jen tells Steve, you know, Judy told me that she hit my husband. He kind of slips and was just like, I was there too. And Jen asked him, why didn't you tell her to stop? And Jen knew how kind-hearted and big-hearted and nice that Judy is, that she didn't believe Steve when Steve was just like, I told her to stop. Like, if I could take it back, I would. You know, I'm so sorry. I told her to stop. She just didn't want to. And Jen didn't believe it. Jen was just saying, you know, I don't believe you. Judy would have stopped. And she would have. There are a lot of flashbacks also in this TV series. So, the final moments of the TV series was Jen pulls out her gun and points it at Steve because he won't leave the property, and he's trying to take the gun away from her, and she's like, I want you to leave, get out, get off my property, all this stuff, and he won't go. And someone had just told her, her neighbor, you can shoot somebody on your property if they refuse to leave. So that's what she did. The final scene, after Jen called Judy and said, please come home, I need you, please come home, Judy was also trying to kill herself and try and jump in front of cars that were passing on the same road that she hit Jen's husband, mind you. So Judy comes back, and the final scene of the entire show is Steve face down in the pool and blood everywhere, and Jen shot him. I was shocked. I was just like, and then that was it. Like, that was the entire show. And I was just like, and I always get so I invest so much time into Netflix that I finish it so fast that it's just like, oh my god, I can't believe that just happened. It was a really good show though. That is like my Cliff Notes version of that. Of course there are more bits and pieces and more facts and more events and more characters, but I just want to like generalize the events that were like the main points, at least I thought. And I'm quite impressed with myself that I did not have notes, besides the fact that I couldn't remember characters' names, but I remembered that that was a 66 Mustang. My husband would be very proud that I remembered the car. But Anywho, of course, these videos are usually long. I'm talking about a TV show. I think my last one was like 19 minutes, and a lot of you actually watched it. So thank you for showing so much love and support. I was freaking out last night when I think I saw it was like over 100 and something views, and I was like shaking Vincent. I was like, people like my Netflix series, and it was just one video. So I hope you do like this one. Of course, I will have pictures. If you haven't seen them already, of course, because this is towards the end of the video, I will have, you know, general information, anything that I want to add when I edit, I will have it here for you, I promise. Don't forget to like this video. If you did like it, leave your thoughts and comments down below. If you watched it, if you didn't, if you plan to, say hello. Say hi to Mama Bear. I'm always here. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to subscribe and follow all my social media handles. I love you so much. Have a great day or night wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, Bears.